I think it's no secret, is it? We're pretty tough to beat at home. And I think the crowd's changed a bit, actually. I got the impression early last year they were still almost like just happy to be there. It was just a novelty still. Oh, look, you know. Well, I know we'd had 2 games on the island the year before, but I thought early last year it was still very much sort of, oh, isn't this great? It's just great. Never mind the result, almost. I don't think it's quite like that anymore. I think, and this is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being critical of this at all. I think the expectation now is higher, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. I also think they're sort of more invested in the game rather than the event, if that makes any sense. The crowd now is reacting more to events on the pitch. Yeah. And there are quiet patches. There were times last year there was no quiet patch at all. Yeah. And I thought there were a bit on, but still as enthusiastic as ever and as vocal as ever at certain appropriate moments. But I think that shows a growing maturity amongst the crowd as much as it does, which is sort of mirrors a bit of a growing maturity amongst the playing group, which we talked about earlier, which is like the way they closed the game out, the way they managed it. It was let's be honest, it was a much more conclusive win over the Crusaders than it was last year. Last year we were behind, we nicked a try near the end, then we got a penalty and we whacked it over with the last kick of the game, and if Kemu misses it, we lose, and if he didn't, it was really, really tight. I mean, to be honest, we'd won that game 3 or 4 minutes out, and we'd been in control of it for quite a while, because once you got to about 76 minutes, they're not going to score twice. We
kept the Crusaders scoreless.
And kept them scoreless, second half, which is pleasing. So, it's one of those areas that you think, even week 1 and week 2, there were bits of our game, I thought, that were better than last year. Even though we lost heavily in Auckland against the Blues, and we were very disappointed with the performance and the result against Moana. I thought this last week even in those 2 games, I thought our line-out had improved from last year. I thought our defensive line-out had improved. Our maul defence had improved since last year. Our scrum is still pretty strong, although there were 1 or 2. I mean, I think the Blues have got a really strong scrum, and we were very good on our ball, not quite so good on theirs. But I think there were some areas of the game that you could definitely see progress, although the end result was disappointing. I think the key point we're starting to learn is you only have to fall down in one area at this level, and that can almost be the game. It's a complicated game, rugby, and your line out, your scrum, your maul defence, your offensive play, your kick tactics, your kick chase. There's and I haven't even listed them all. You've only got to fall down in 1 or 2 and you lose. It really is, and I think we're starting to understand this a bit better. It's not just about, oh, that was a great try or whatever. You've got to put the whole thing together and do it consistently, and I think we're showing some signs of starting to do that a little bit better than we were.
Yeah. What about the partners that you deal with, Shane? Every year you'd like to make sure the partners are happy. After a massive win like the one against the defending champions, what does that mean for the relationships?
Oh, it obviously is very, very helpful. If your partners are happy, you're doing quite well. And after Saturday, we got heaps of messages and phone calls from most of our sponsors saying how happy they were. There's even those who are not in the stadium. Just how happy and proud they were of the team. If you instill that sense of pride, then the partnership withstands the test of results. So, just like you've won, I'm happy to support you. You lose, I'm still happy to support you. It's important that keeps happening, and that's only happens if you do what you're meant to do, which is to give much more value back to the partners than what they put in you. And I think in the draw we do that quite well.